Howdy, howdy, howdy. I'm gonna take a sip of this Gatorade, this drink. But, very congested today. I've been, taking a lot of Dayquils and stuff, and usually my ears will go unplugged and my nose and everything will stop being runny and stuff, but it hasn't worked. I had a cough and, that's kind of calmed down more. But everything else just kind of there, so. But a little cold shouldn't stop you from going to the gym. If you can move properly, if you can, eat without throwing up, drink without throwing up, if you're not constantly pooping every 2 minutes, you're good to go to the gym, right? Don't make excuses for the little things, right? Because you guys probably know this guy. I think his name's Kev Trainhard, I'm pretty sure. The Lance Serum, he's that Asian guy with all those tattoos. But that guy's one of the most hardest workers out there. And he can be on the oil rig for 14 hours a day, meal prep, own his own clothing business, and then go to the gym while doing a bodybuilding competition, so he's eating less calories, so he's depleted on energy. You can go to the gym from a little cold, But today's on the schedule, we're going to be doing chest and biceps with a little bit of shoulders and abs. So overall, just a fun day. Honestly, that's probably one of my more favorite days now, because chest, fun to train. Biceps, obviously fun to get a pump in. Abs, kind of cool, not my favorite. But, and then what else did I say? Shoulders, great to get a pump in. All those things are awesome. I was going to say something. I had something on my mind, but I completely forgot it. But, I'm not going to leave you guys with much more to talk about, because I don't really have much more to say. I'll just kind of leave that for after the gym. But I will see you guys in a second. Alright, so the first exercise we have today is an incline Smith machine bench. And all we're going to be doing is really focusing on just pressing upwards, exploding on the way up, and going slow on the way down. Not trying to make sure the elbows are flared out too far, but a little bit, just so you get a deep stretch. And then the second side, we're going to just make sure we're lowering the weight, and just make sure we're holding on the bottom for just a little bit longer, and keeping the elbows just a little bit more tucked. And trying to failure on both those sides. Now, this is definitely one of my personal favorites for a chest exercise. It's pretty much just essentially a press fly movement where we're crossing over our arms right here. I know this isn't the best angle, but you'll kind of see me more when I'm going backwards. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to be pressing and crossing our arms, one over the top over the other. So basically, left over the top, and then right over the top first. Afterwards. I'm sorry, I'm not explaining this well. But train to failure, and then you're going to back up, because the farther you go out, the more tension you have, so the harder it is. And then you're just going to bang it out to failure back there as well. And we just have 2 sets. And now we have a lower chest, middle chest movement right here. Really just going to be exploding on the way up, going slow on the way down, making sure we're really just squeezing that chest at the top, and we're going to be doing 1 set till failure. Alright, now we're going to be doing 3 sets of a easy bar curl. This is going to be focusing mainly on your biceps, but a little bit of your brachialis, which is that kind of meaty part in between your forearm, bicep, and tricep. But we're going to be training to failure, making sure we're keeping the constant tension all the way through. Okay. Okay. And now, this is a great movement overall if you don't have a preacher curl machine, or honestly, this is just, I prefer this over a preacher curl, just because I get the deeper stretch when the way forward in front of me, and if it gets too heavy, I can lean back on the couple last reps to really just bang it out till failure, and then it's just a more comfortable grip if I want to switch to an overhand grip and do more forearm-based exercise. But this is just a really good exercise overall for the biceps, but make sure you're training to failure. 1 all-out set. All right, so we're done with the workout now. And I don't know if you guys know this, probably not, but from looking on a surface level, I think a lot of people go through a lot of mental things, right? And recently, I'm not gonna like spew, all my BS or mental, troubles on you guys, because that's not what you guys are here to watch. You guys aren't here to see negativity. You guys are here to see positivity, discipline, the gym, fun stuff, right? But I just want to tell you, today it's been a rough time for a little while now. But every time I go do something like the gym, something disciplined that I don't have to do, but a physical thing that's going to improve me, always improves my mental mood so much more. It allows me to be a better man, a better partner, a better friend. It allows me to be more disciplined outside of the gym. There's so many positive things, right? And I think when you're younger, you might go through things that really suck. But as you get older, you go through things that really suck, and you're more conscious for those things. Because when I was young, I went through a rough childhood. Like I said, I'm not going to spew you guys, but I wasn't fully conscious enough to really, realize all the things till I got older. And now that when I go through things, I can think about it and I can reminisce on it, or I can just be there in the moment of it, right? And sometimes it overtakes me, right? the one thing that obviously has helped me a lot is the gym, and also Jesus Christ, just giving him all of my things that I can't handle by myself. Give it to God and he's got you. But with that, he gives us something like the gym. And you may be saying, oh, humans build the gym, blah, blah, blah. Sure, but you can go outside and pick up rocks. You can go outside and do pull-ups on a tree. All of these things were given to us. And a lot of people nowadays aren't using those God-given things, gifts, as you could say. And that really sucks because the human body has been abused for so long now from a lot of people, including myself. I was abusing my body for a while, not like, but like, not to the full capability I should have been going, right, for a while. And I think that comes with age and wisdom and just knowing what things are good and things are bad. And even then, when people know that, what things are good and bad, they're still going to do the bad. You know, like, everyone knows that going out to the club every weekend night, or every night, is not the best for you. It's not the best for your gains. You know, not the best for your mental health, you know. Those things are short-term dopamines. And the longer you keep letting those short-term dopamines take you over, you're never going to ever achieve any of the long-term dopamines that you want, right? Like right now, the gym and this YouTube stuff, this is long-term dopamine. This is something that I can make a career out of. This is something that's going to teach me hard work, discipline, allowing me to be able to do these things for life. I can put these things into my character traits. If I went to the club every night, all that's doing is taking away your soul, taking away the things that are truly human. Because I think, you know, socializing and all those things are very important, but in a mannered way, not where you're all, you know, tossed out, drunk or whatever. You're sloshed, whatever you want to call it. And I don't think that's a horrible thing once in a while, you know. Have some fun, you know, have balance. But don't let it overtake your life. Same thing with this. Don't let the gym overtake your whole life. Don't over-obsess over anything. Stay true to yourself. Stay true to your heart, man. Do what makes you content with life and what makes you happy. You know? Everybody gets happy for one reason or another. You know? Now, I'm not going to go too much further on what's good and bad in those categories because I'm not your dad, you know? If it's clubbing each and every night and that's what actually truly makes you happy, like, it's as good for you as the gym is for me. In the long-term route, sure. Go ahead. Be my guest. But I think you know what short-term and long-term happiness is. Because usually the long-term happiness is hard to get because it's hard. Whenever you have long-term happiness, you also have long-term difficulties. While short-term happiness, you don't have barely any difficulties to get there. When a guy wins a bodybuilding competition, that's long-term happiness because it took him weeks to get dialed in, to get shredded, to get all lean. To a guy who just, you know, gets a six-pack on the beach. No, actually, that's a bad example. But let's just say this. A guy who does the bodybuilding competition compared to a guy who eats a Baconator. Holy crap. Baconator. There we go. At Wendy's. The guy who eats the Wendy's might feel great in the moment. Like, wow, this tastes so good, you know, blah, blah, blah. But after that, is he going to feel happy anymore? No. He just ate 1,000-something calories, and he has no more taste left. compared to the guy who was disciplined, won a bodybuilding competition. Now he can be in that moment of saying, wow, I did something so challenging that barely any people have done in this world for 8 weeks, and all my work paid off, and now I can splurge if I want to. I can go out and eat crumble cookie and a ribeye steak and all of that. Compared to the guy who now has to deal with the fact that, oh wow, I just ate 1,300 calories in just one sandwich. You know, and like I said, I'm not saying don't eat that sandwich. If you want a Baconator, go for it. You need to have balance in your life, because if you only eat chicken breast and you're not even going in for a bodybuilding competition, you're probably not enjoying one of the most delicate things and awesome things in life, which is food. But if that's all you're doing, is gluttonous, and all you're doing is splurging on yourself, and just have balance in your life, man. That's the whole point of what I'm trying to say here. But with that said, I'm gonna leave here now, and until next time.